Let's have a closer look at the two big upgrades at the US Grand Prix 2023, HAAS and Aston Martin. Let's have a look at what both have in common and why both don't really work this weekend. Let's start with Aston Martin. The team started with outstanding performance into the season and was the second fastest car behind the Red Bull. But their update in Canada changed the characteristics of the car and others found more performance in shorter time. So the current update is desperately needed and it's a huge one. It includes floor edge, diffuser, side pods and beam wing. Now that all teams are running large downwashing side pods and everyone has bouncing under control, the task for the teams is to improve the current concept. So teams are trying to send more clean air to the back of the car. One way to do this is to introduce water slides, something that Aston Martin already had before. The other thing is to add more clean air with the undercut area. And since teams have the front tire wake better under control now, they can remove the aggressive outboard kicks they had before and create a more gentle and smoother undercut area. Exactly what we see at Aston Martin here. Also, the flow path along the side is much larger now for more air volume. Additionally, that also allows to develop the floor edge further to a level of complexity we had before 2022 the last time. We can also see very nicely how much the diffuser shape changed, from the previous very gentle profile to a large kick point profile. So now that teams are pretty familiar with this generation of cars, their design gets more extreme. Which brings us to the HAAS. HAAS was the only car without really downwashing side pods. They were still running the old Ferrari in-washing concept. So now they brought a pretty impressive update with deep water slides, new additional cooling louvres in the center, and even with a different inlet. The lower lip sits higher now to push more clean air into the undercut area, which is much deeper than before. And here it almost looks like they forgot their side impact structure, which is now sticking out with a pretty extreme blister. Very unaerodynamic, but they can keep the general shape of the side pod. So also here we can see how HAAS was trying to make two steps at once. Large downwashing side pods and a huge undercut area. Also they changed to a floor edge with longitudinal slot. To keep the flow attached in this flow path, it looks like they use a little vortex generator to re-energize the flow by mixing weak and clean flow. So both updates look pretty good and both point in the general development trend. So why did both not really perform that well yet? The main reason is that the Austin Grand Prix is a sprint weekend. That means that teams only have FP1 on Friday to adjust their cars. So it's a pretty bad timing to bring a large update to a sprint weekend, but both teams had nothing to lose. So HAAS used the Friday but didn't fully understand their package yet, and although the car felt good, the performance on track was not there yet. They said the car feels better in some areas, but they still carried over old problems. For Aston Martin, on the other hand, the weekend started with overheating brakes on Friday, which meant that they had even less laps to understand their car. And so both teams with the largest updates were out in Q1, and although their cars look good, their performance is still yet to come. We will probably see their real potential only in the next two races. If you are interested in working in F1's aero development, check out my online Career Accelerator program. It's an intensive 6-week course which helps you to prepare yourself for a career in F1 with CATIA V6 licenses and lots of valuable knowledge you can only get from people who worked in the industry. The first people who finished this course are already working in F1's aero departments. So you could be the next one. Check out the course with the link below and make sure you state that you found the course through my YouTube channel. See you at the next one.